Hi, and thank you so much for joining me here today on The Gardening Me. Today, I am talking about hostas. The weather has cooled down quite a bit in the last little while, and it's been a mad rush to get all of the plants I got over the last couple of weeks into the ground. And the hostas was a priority a couple of days ago because we were going to get two relatively good days of rain, and I wanted to make sure that those hostas got into the ground before those rains came. So today I'm just going to show you what I planted. This is where I planted the hostas. This is an area that's right beside our driveway, which is right there. And I had planted hostas here in the past, but because we are right underneath a linden tree, which provides a nice amount of shade for hostas, but it also sucks up quite a bit of moisture, I haven't had a lot of success. But I am trying again this year, and I will be hooking up some drip irrigation in here and putting emitters at each of the hostas, and hopefully I will be more successful than I've been in the past. This one here is Diamond Lake, and this one gets to be about 17 inches tall by 45 inches wide. The leaves on this one can get quite long at 11 inches long, but right now, oh, you know what? Some of them are pretty long. I would say some of them are approaching that already. I really liked the kind of corrugated leaves. I always find those are so pretty. This one, although it's not that big right now, it's only about maybe 18 inches across, this one is going to be a biggie. It is called Komodo Dragon, and it is one of the larger hostas. It's going to be 30 inches tall by about 84 inches across. It forms a cascading mound of leaves. And the leaf edges are also a tiny bit wavy. I love that. And this is El Nino. And look at the pretty, just barely there variegation along those leaf edges. Right now they're white, but when they come out in the spring, they're actually yellow, and they turn white as the season progresses. The best leaf color is obtained when this particular variety is in the shade. This one gets 14 inches tall by 39 inches wide. This one is a proven winners variety, and it is called Coast to Coast, and it gets 30 inches tall and 40 inches wide. And of course, one of its features is its gorgeous golden color. It emerges gold in the spring, and then it turns lighter gold the more sun exposure it has in the summer. As the leaves mature, they also become puckered, and they have wavy edges with white undersides. So if I turn it over, well, the underside is definitely, it's not white, but it's definitely a much lighter color than the top. That's pretty. This one here is Guardian Angel, and it gets 24 inches tall by 56 inches wide in the spring. This one has a white center, and then by late spring, those white centers get a greenish kind of cast to them. And in fact, I can barely see the white, but you can look at this leaf right there. So you can kind of see where the variegation is. That's now green, and here as well. That's going to be amazing to see, and I am really looking forward to seeing that in the spring. This one here is called Tears in Heaven, and you see it has a very kind of fountain-like upright structure, which apparently is quite unique for a blue hosta. Its leaves are beautifully ruffled there, and it has that deep blue color that stays deep blue all season, all the way to the end. This one is 15 inches tall, and it gets to be up to 28 inches wide. This one here is one of those large hostas that everyone's heard about. It's called Empress Wu, and it gets to be an impressive 48 inches tall by 70 inches wide. That's crazy. I can't even imagine. The leaves have a powdery sort of coating in the spring, which gives this one a blue-green appearance. I'm not sure if this one will get that large, Probably not, I'm thinking. Even with drip irrigation, with the tree roots here, it'll probably stay a bit smaller, but I'm sure it'll still be impressive. This one is called Christmas Tree. I got this one at a grocery store in the middle of summer, and it kind of just sat around for the last couple of months, and it's a little worse for wear, but I'm hopeful that it will pull through the winter and come out beautifully next spring. This one gets to be 23 inches tall and 56 inches across, which, considering right now it's probably 3 inches across, is going to be impressive. It has dark green leaves and a thin yellow margin that fades to creamy white in the summer. And now, of course, since we're in the fall, it is that creamy white color. Now, you can kind of tell just from this leaf here that it will end up being one of those heavily corrugated hostas, which I really, really like. One of the other interesting things about this one is it has lavender flowers that are followed by beautiful reddish purple seed pods. So that's going to be interesting as well. The last hosta that I got this year was this one, and this is called Rainbow's End. This is actually not underneath the tree, but it is beside our front walkway. We have some hellebore here, a thunderbolt honeysuckle over here, and this one I'm really excited about. This one has irregular variegation on the leaves, and apparently no two leaves are the same. And just look at the differences in the variegation there. Unlike a lot of hostas that prefer full shade, this one actually does better if it gets a little bit of sun, preferably morning sun. And it is in a spot here that gets morning to midday sun. You see I have the little labels here. I'm trying something new. I kind of am a geek when it comes to hosta varieties, and I really love knowing which varieties I have, and because I have so many, it's easy to forget what's what. So I decided to test these out this year and see how they work out. They're supposed to last for many years. If it works out, I may even do that for a few of my other plants. But what I don't like, this hosta's kind of tiny. I actually don't like to have the label kind of out in the open like that. I prefer to tuck it underneath so that I know it's there if I want to see it, but it's kind of not in your face. Since I was planting up this area, I also added a few extra things that I purchased this year, like this guy here. This is a Little Star Pulmonaria, and it's called Little Star because it has all the little dots all over it. Looks like a constellation. I plopped a Hakanakloa, all gold, right there. That's the Japanese forest grass. This rock actually is something that when we redid the fence in our backyard, we put the rock here that was in the way of the fence, and we're actually going to put our house number on the front. And as you can see, I sheet mulched around that. So next year that area will be planted up. And last but not least, right here I have an epimedium. This one is called Pretty in Pink. And I'm super excited because I was looking for an epimedium earlier this year. I didn't find anything. And then on my last jaunt to the garden center about a week ago, I found one. So I grabbed it, and now it's in the garden. I'm really excited for next year. I'm really hoping that the drip irrigation is going to make a big difference in how well these hostas do compared to the ones I had in the past. I'm probably going to be getting that in this week. I'm going to be mulching and then waiting anxiously for next spring and see all those little hostas come to life. So thank you so much for joining me today, and we will see you soon. Bye.